Good morning, students. So today we are learning about coordination in plants. We have already read about coordination in animals. As you know, that in animals there is a specialized structure present, that is CNS, central nervous system. Their brain and spinal cord are there for the coordination and control. And in plants, there is no such specialized structure present in the plants. So there we consider and coordinate with the help of stimulus and the environmental changes. So here plants do not have nervous system and sense organs like animals. So प्लांट्स के अंदर नर्वस सिस्टम या फिर CNS वाला पार्ट नहीं प्रेजेंट होता है और साथ में ही सेंस ऑर्गन्स भी प्रेजेंट नहीं होते हैं जैसे कि एनिमल्स में होते हैं, जैसे कि गस्टेटरी एंड थिग्मोरिसेप्टर्स, ये सारे जो हैं आपके सेंस ऑर्गन्स होते हैं जिससे कोई भी स्टिमुली को सेंस करा जा सकता है, लेकिन प्लांट्स में प्रेजेंट नहीं होता है. Plants coordinate their behavior against environmental changes using hormones. So they use hormone to respond against the environmental changes. So there are two type of movement that takes place in the plants and that exhibit the response of plants. So in tropic movement are also known as growth dependent. So these movement takes place in the plants in a single direction to a stimuli. I have already told you about the stimuli, and they are more or less permanent and irreversible, and the action takes place is slow, and they are found in all plants. So if we look at the tropic movement, so the best example is the sunflower bending towards the sunlight. So when sunflower bends towards the sunlight, it is the slow action, and it is permanent. It will be permanent after the bending, that it cannot change its position according to the hormones. And if we see the nastic movement, there is growth independent. So there is no growth takes place, only a sudden movement and fast action takes place in this type of movement. If you know about the plant touch me not or chui mui, if we touch that plant leaf, the leaf contract itself because inside the cell the turgor pressure increases when the person touches that leaf. So it bends and it contract its leaves itself, and it is temporary and reversible. So after you touching the touch me not plant, it will get reverse, and the effect will be temporary, and it is the fast action. If you touch, and the response will be very fast, and it is found in few plants. So the best example given in NCERT is the Mimosa pudica, leaves folding in on touching. Now we will see about the tropic movement in detail. So a growth movement of a plant part in response to an external stimulus, in which the direction of stimulus determines the direction of response. So what is ये कहना क्या चाह रहा है कि अगर आपका मूवमेंट, किसी भी प्लांट के पार्ट का मूवमेंट एक्सटर्नल स्टिमुलस के अकॉर्डिंग होगा तो वो पॉजिटिव भी हो सकता है और वो नेगेटिव रिस्पॉन्स भी हो सकता है. So this phenomena is known as tropism. So tropic movement are of two type. Towards the stimulus means we are going with the stimulus, not the against the stimulus, and second one is away from the stimulus. So in towards the stimulus, tropic movement gives positive response, and if tropic movement is away from the stimulus, it will give negative response. So we are learning about the types of tropic movements now. So two exceptions are there. Hydrotropism does not give negative response, and also chemotropism is also not giving the negative response. So they both are giving only positive response according to our NCERT. So in hydrotropism, as you all know, the word hydro, which is meant by water. So hydrotropism means movement or response towards the stimulus. So here the stimulus is water. So movement of part of plant. So the movement of part of plant in response to H2O. So the part of plant will be root. The movement of root towards the H2O is known as hydrotropism. Next is geotropism. Geotropism, geo as you know means the geo words is gravity. It is related to the gravity. So the movement towards or against the gravity is known as geotropism. So if we see the upward movement of plant against the gravity is the negative geotropism, and if we see the downward movement of a plant, it will give the positive response, and it is not against the stimulus, it is towards the stimulus, and it is against the stimulus. Next we will see the chemotropism. It will work in response to the chemicals. Chemo means chemicals. So the growth of pollen tube, when we see in the future about the fertilization in sexual reproduction in flowering plants, so we will see about the pollen tube. So there basically a pollen tube formation from a pollen inside the female reproductive part and towards the ovule. So to fertilize or to send the pollens or male gametes inside the ovule, it will take place, chemotropism. Next is thigmotropism. It will relate about the touch, growth of plants in response to touch. So the tendril coiling for support, it is the positive thigmotropism. And if I'm talking about the negative thigmotropism, it will be the root induction towards the gravity. It will be the negative thigmotropism. Now phototropism is the movement of plants in response to light. So the movement of plant or plant part that can be shoot or stem towards the sunlight is known as phototropism. As you all know, photo means light, so towards the light. It can be negative and positive. It is the example of a positive phototropism. Now we will see about the plant hormones. Plant hormones are the most important parts in your upcoming examination, so learn it thoroughly. So plant hormones are of two types, promoters and inhibitors. Promoters are those who induces the growth, and inhibitors are those who stops or inhibit the growth. So there are three type of plant hormones: auxin, gibberellin and cytokinin, which help in promote in the growth of plant. And inhibitors are of two types, ethylene and abscisic acid. So these inhibit the growth of plant. So plant promoters or regulators are of three types. And auxin is the first hormone which promotes the cell elongation. It induces the parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy means fertilization. Without fertilization, fruit formation occurs. So there is no fertilization takes place and fruit formation by itself. So it speeds up the shoot growth and slows down the root growth. Second one is cytokinin. It stimulates or induces the cell division. It stimulates also the cell enlargement, and it prevents. It is a sign of prevention or inhibition. It prevents the aging of plant to get old. It prevents the hormone, and it also induces the fruit ripening. Fruit ripening means फल का पकना जो होता है, बेसिकली वो साइटोकाइनिन की वजह से होता है. एंड जिब्रेलिन इज स्टिमुलेट्स द स्टेम एलोंगेशन. इफ़ यू सी अ प्लांट कि मैंगो का प्लांट है, उसकी स्टेम की हाइट नहीं बढ़ रही है, तो दैट मीन्स उसके अंदर जिब्रेलिन अच्छे से वर्क नहीं कर रहा है. इफ़ वो मैंगो का प्लांट अच्छे से ग्रो कर पा रहा है और उसकी हाइट अच्छी खासी गई है, तो दैट मीन्स उसके अंदर जिब्रेलिन की कंसनट्रेशन काफ़ी अच्छी. Next is it breaks dormancy. Dormancy is the phenomena where plant temporarily stops giving fruits or seeds because the inactive metabolic functions inside the plant, and it also induces parthenocarpy. Second is growth inhibitors. First one is ethylene. It is also known as gaseous hormones. It induces fruit ripening. So we have already read about it in the cytokinin part, and ethylene is also inducing the fruit ripening. It promotes senescence. Second, abscisic acid, that is known as stress hormone. It induces dormancy. It also stimulates closing of stomata. So closing of stomata phenomena is also occurred by the abscisic acid. So abscisic acid gives the direction or response or stimulus to the stomata to get close. So third part is inhibition of seed germination. So seed germination inhibits with the help of abscisic acid. We can also say that it inhibits the seed germination as well as it induces the seed dormancy, right?